Ethan Green wiped the sweat from his brow as he looked across the endless desert. The Arizona sun beat down on the sand and rocks, turning the landscape into a sea of gold. He adjusted his wide-brim hat and checked his GPS one more time. The reading was strange. Something beneath the desert floor was sending signals, vibrations that didn't make sense. Scientists would have called it an anomaly. Ethan just called it work. Beside him, Lily Carter knelt by a rock formation. Her notebook was open, and her pen moved quickly as she sketched the unusual shapes in the stone. She had been fascinated by history since she was a child, and nothing excited her more than finding evidence of civilizations long gone. "Ethan," she said, looking up, "these formations, they're not natural. Look at the patterns. Someone made them." Ethan crouched beside her. The rocks had straight edges and symmetrical lines, unlike anything nature could make. He ran his fingers over the cool stone. "You're right," he said. "But who? And why hide it here? Under all this sand?" The ground shook faintly, and a small cloud of dust rose around them. Ethan's eyes widened. He wasn't expecting anything like this. The seismic reading had been strange, but a tremor? That was new. He checked his equipment. The vibration was coming from beneath the canyon floor. "It's deeper than we thought," he said. Lily nodded. "Maybe there's a cave or a chamber. Something big." They followed the vibration to a narrow opening in the rock. The wind had blown sand against it, almost hiding it completely. Ethan knelt and brushed the sand away with his hands. His fingers hit something hard and smooth. He pulled at it. It was a metal panel, cold and solid. "Lily, I think we found it," he said. The panel had strange markings etched into it, symbols that glowed faintly in the sunlight. Ethan touched the panel carefully. The metal hummed under his fingers. Suddenly, a beam of light shot up from the panel into the sky, forming a shimmering column. Dust swirled around them, and the desert felt alive. Lily gasped. What is this?" Ethan didn't answer. He was staring at the light. Slowly, the panel slid open, revealing a dark chamber. It was larger than they had expected. Smooth walls curved up, disappearing into shadows. Strange symbols covered every surface. Some looked like letters, others like geometric shapes, and some looked like people. Tall, strong humans, dressed in suits that glowed with energy. "Those aren't aliens," Lily whispered. Her voice was full of wonder. "They're human, but not like us." Ethan stepped inside. The floor was smooth and warm. Holographic images began to appear in the air around them. Stars, planets, and lines connecting them in a pattern neither of them had ever seen before. The maps were not of Earth. They were of other systems, galaxies far beyond their own. Lily's eyes shone. "These charts, humans explored this? Thousands of years ago?" Ethan shook his head. "It doesn't make sense. History says humans only started exploring space recently. This is impossible." A low hum filled the chamber. Panels on the walls lit up, and a voice spoke in a language neither of them understood. Then, in English, it said, "The first guardians awaken." Ethan froze. "Guardians? What does that mean?" The chamber projected more images. Humans, taller and stronger than ordinary humans, moved across planets. They built cities, ships, and towers that reached the stars. They worked together, helping other civilizations grow. And then, as the projection continued, humans vanished from most of the galaxy. Some cities were destroyed, some were abandoned, but everywhere, traces remained, hidden and waiting. Lily stepped closer to a panel. "These aren't aliens," she said again. "This is us. This is human history. Hidden." Ethan's mind raced. If this was true, if humans had once been this powerful and advanced, why had everyone forgotten? Why had the stories been lost? He looked at Lily. "We need to show this to someone," he said. "Someone who can understand." Before she could answer, the ground trembled again. Dust fell from the ceiling. The light from the chamber grew brighter, forming a small sphere above the main panel. Within the sphere, the stars from the projections moved, aligning into a signal. It shot up through the desert and into the sky. Lily stepped back. "Ethan, it's sending something. Into space." Ethan nodded slowly. "Then someone, or something, will see it." Far across the galaxy, several alien fleets detected the signal immediately. On different ships, commanders stared at their screens, their antennas and sensors picking up the pulse. The Varkon Coalition, the Rillan Assembly, and the Othari Union all recognized the ancient energy pattern. It was not just a message. It was a warning. Back on Earth, Ethan and Lily didn't know they had just triggered a chain reaction across the stars. The chamber hummed with power, as if it had been waiting for someone like them. The walls glowed brighter, and the projections of the tall humans turned their faces toward Ethan, almost as if acknowledging him. "What do we do now?" Lily whispered. Ethan looked at the sphere in awe. "We learn," he said. "We understand. And maybe, we prepare." He didn't notice the small flicker in the corner of the room. A hidden console lit up, displaying a series of coordinates and messages. One of them read, "Descendants of the First Guardians are here. Protection protocol engaged." Lily saw it too. "Ethan, look at this." They studied the data. It was a record of human expansion across the galaxy. Technology far beyond anything known today. And warnings about other civilizations that had tried to conquer humanity long ago. "They feared us," Ethan said quietly. "Not because we were cruel, but because we were strong." The realization settled over them. Humans had been the original elder species, the ones who taught and protected other civilizations. And now, after all this time, the galaxy was about to learn the truth again. Outside, the desert was calm. But above, in the darkness of space, ships had begun to move. Alien leaders argued with each other, terrified and uncertain. They had been told myths about a terrible first species, but no one had believed it still existed. Ethan and Lily had no idea what was coming. They only knew they had found a secret older than history, and it had just begun to wake. The chamber doors closed behind them, the metal walls humming softly. Light pulses traveled along the corridors, touching every hidden chamber buried beneath deserts, oceans, and mountains. One by one, the dormant human structures started to stir. Lily turned to Ethan. "Do you think we're ready for this?" Ethan hesitated. Then he nodded. "We have to be. Because if the galaxy knows the truth, nothing will ever be the same again." The desert sun set, casting long shadows over the sand. Ethan and Lily stood together, looking at the glowing chamber. Somewhere deep beneath the earth, human history was awakening, and far above, alien eyes focused on the planet that had been hiding the greatest secret of all. Humans were not the youngest species in the galaxy. Humans were the first, and they had returned. The alien fleets had stopped at the edge of the solar system. They hovered silently, enormous ships casting shadows over planets and moons. On every ship, the commanders and scientists studied the strange signal coming from Earth. They had expected myths, stories of humans as some primitive species. Yet the beacon was different. It was old, ancient, and powerful. On the flagship of the Varkon Coalition, Commander Zulmar clenched his claws on the armrest of his chair. His eyes scanned the display, showing the coordinates of the signal and the energy readings. "They are alive," he said quietly, almost to himself. "The first humans. They are alive." Another commander, Talrin of the Rillan Assembly, hissed. "Nonsense. The first humans disappeared ages ago. Our ancestors said so. We have no reason to fear them." Zulmar's eyes narrowed. "Legends are warnings. This signal, it is more than a warning. It is a call." On Earth, Ethan Green and Lily Carter had returned to the desert camp, bringing data from the chamber with them. Their minds were still buzzing from the discovery. Ethan carried a small tablet, which displayed the sequences and holographic images from the ancient archive. "The technology, it's unbelievable," Lily said. "These humans, our ancestors, traveled from one system to another like it was nothing, built cities across planets. And now—" She hesitated. "And now it is all coming back," Ethan nodded. "And the aliens have seen it. Whatever is coming, it won't be friendly. They don't know who we are yet. They only know the warning signal." They were soon joined by Commander Jason Cole, a veteran of Earth's secret defense forces. He had been tracking unusual signals for years, but nothing like this. When he saw the tablet, his mouth fell open. This is impossible," Jason said. "Humanity never reached this level. History says we barely left the solar system. But this—" He waved his hand at the holograms. "This is proof that humans were far older, far more advanced than anyone ever knew." Lily looked at him. "And it's still here. Hidden. Waiting." Jason frowned. "Waiting for what?" Ethan tapped the tablet. "For us. Outside." The desert night was silent. Above, distant alien ships approached, scanning the planet for life signs and energy signatures. The fleets were cautious, not wanting to awaken something they could not control, but curiosity and fear drove them closer. The next morning, Ethan, Lily, and Jason returned to the underground chamber. Ethan's hands hovered over the control panels, unsure which button to press. The ancient system seemed alive, waiting for someone to guide them. "We can't just leave it," Lily said. "If the aliens see it first—" She shivered. "It could start a war before anyone understands what's happening." Jason nodded. "We need a plan. We need to know what these systems do. And fast." As they explored, Ethan discovered a hidden console at the far end of the chamber. It was smaller than the others, almost like a personal interface. When he touched it, a new set of holograms appeared. These showed humans traveling among the stars, helping younger civilizations develop technology and teaching peace. The images showed humans of incredible strength, wisdom, and intelligence. Lily gasped. "These humans, they aren't just explorers, they are guardians." Ethan nodded. "That's what the chamber said before. Guardians of the galaxy. Humans guided other species, protected them." Jason's face turned serious. "And the aliens? If they know this, if they realize humans are the elder species." Before he could finish, the chamber hummed, and a voice spoke from the system. "Activation of Earth network is recommended. Descendants detected. Protection protocols ready." Ethan stepped back. "Protection protocols?" The voice continued. "Humans were the first species, guardians of life. Systems remain dormant until descendants return. Protocols engage only under threat." Lily's eyes widened. "Then, this is not just a history lesson. This is defense. Earth is prepared." Far above, alien fleets paused. Their sensors detected unusual activity. Energy pulses moved from the desert chamber outward, invisible to the naked eye. Sensors on alien ships detected the pulses, measuring them in unfamiliar energy units. Commanders argued. "It cannot be," Talrin hissed. "The humans are active." Zulmar leaned forward. "We must approach carefully, or we risk awakening the Guardians fully." On Earth, Ethan experimented with the interface. The console responded to his touch, lighting up sections of the chamber that had remained dark for centuries. Maps of hidden human installations across the planet appeared. Some were under oceans, others under mountains and deserts. "All of this was hidden," Lily said, tracing her finger across a holographic map. "All over the planet. And it's all waiting for us." Jason rubbed his chin. "We need to alert the government. And fast. This is bigger than anything we've ever faced." But Ethan shook his head. "No, not yet. The world isn't ready. We have to understand it first. We have to know how it works before anyone else touches it. As night fell, the desert grew cold. The chamber glowed softly, casting strange shadows over the sand outside. Ethan sat on a rock outside, staring at the sky. "They're out there," he said quietly. "The aliens. They've seen the beacon. Soon, they'll come closer." Lily joined him, wrapping her jacket around her shoulders. "And we have to be ready. Not to fight them, but to show them who we really are." In orbit, alien fleets continued to approach. Their ships scanned the planet carefully, picking up every pulse of energy, every unusual signal. Commanders whispered in their language, translating the patterns as best they could. "They are humans," Zulmar said again. "But not the humans we know. Older, stronger, smarter," Talrin hissed in disbelief. "Legends never said this. Our records, they are wrong. Our records were erased," Zulmar replied. "And now the truth returns." On Earth, Ethan, Lily, and Jason discovered a series of ancient terminals connected to the main archive. Each terminal stored a portion of human history and technology. They spent hours exploring the records, learning how their ancestors had built ships, towers, and weapons that were powered by energy they could barely imagine. "It's like magic," Lily said, awed. Ethan nodded. "And if we fail, it could be dangerous. We have to be careful." Jason looked at the glowing panels. "Then we start slow, learn, test, and hope the aliens don't act before we're ready." The night deepened, and the desert was quiet, except for the hum of the chamber. Outside, distant stars twinkled, and far above, alien eyes watched. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy had proof that humans were not ordinary. Humans were the first. Humans were the elder species, and they were waking. The alien fleets hovered silently above Earth, their massive ships reflecting sunlight like mirrors. Inside, commanders and scientists debated what to do. They had detected the energy pulses from the desert chamber, but they had not yet seen what or who was causing them. The sensors showed humans, ordinary-looking humans, yet the readings were unlike anything they had ever measured. On Earth, Ethan Green, Lily Carter, and Jason Cole continued to explore the underground chamber. Every panel they touched, every sequence they activated, revealed more of human history. There were star maps, construction plans for ships and cities, and recordings of humans interacting with other civilizations. "Look at this," Lily said, pointing to a hologram of humans teaching a small alien species how to build energy grids. "Our ancestors. They helped others. They didn't conquer them. They guided them." Ethan nodded. "And the aliens are terrified because they remember these stories. Legends about humans. As the first guardians, they were always meant to protect life. And their face gone. And they were always meant to protect life." Jason frowned. "And now we are awake, and they don't know what that means." Suddenly, the chamber's central sphere lit up. A holographic projection of a human, taller and stronger than anyone alive today, appeared. His face was calm, yet commanding. The voice was deep, echoing in the chamber. "Descendants detected. The time has come to learn your legacy. The galaxy will notice. Act wisely." End quote. Lily shivered. "It's talking to us, like it knows who we are." Ethan stepped closer. "Then we have to be careful. We don't know what the aliens will do if they see this." In orbit, the alien fleets were closing in. They decided to send envoys to Earth. These were not warriors, but scholars and diplomats, sent to understand the signal before taking hostile action. On the flagship of the Rillan Assembly, Talrin and his team prepared a small landing craft. They were nervous. None of their records prepared them for this moment. "We are going to meet humans," Talrin said, pacing. "But these are not ordinary humans. Sensors show energy, strength, and intelligence beyond anything known. Zulmar, commander of the Varkan coalition, spoke from his seat. Do not provoke them. They are the first species. We must proceed with caution. Any mistake could be fatal. Back on Earth, Ethan, Lily, and Jason worked on the chamber's interface. Ethan had activated a secondary network, linking other hidden terminals across the desert. Holographic maps showed hundreds of installations, some under mountains, some under oceans. All were dormant, waiting for descendants to awaken them. Lily looked at one of the maps. We could rebuild some of this. We could learn it. Fast. Jason shook his head. We need to test it first. One wrong move, and we might destroy ourselves or attract the aliens before we're ready. As they debated, the first alien envoy landed near the desert. The ship's hull was sleek, glowing faintly. A ramp descended, and 3 aliens stepped out. They were tall, with blue skin and large eyes. Their suits shimmered with energy. They carried no weapons but held scanning devices. Ethan and Lily froze. They had never seen beings like this up close. One of the aliens stepped forward. We are envoys, he said in careful English, which the ship's translators had learned from intercepted signals. We come in peace. We wish to speak. Jason stepped forward. I'm Commander Jason Cole. You are on Earth. Why are you here? The alien lowered his head. We detected the signal. It is ancient. Humans of legend. The first guardians. We thought you were extinct. We were wrong. Ain, Ethan's eyes widened. You know about our history? The alien nodded. We have stories. Myths passed down from older species. Humans were feared and respected. And now, it seems, you are descendants. Awake. Armants. 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 Awake, Lily whispered. They're scared of us. And we haven't even done anything yet. The alien envoy looked around, sensing the chamber. His eyes widened at the energy readings. This place, it is not just a history site. It is a network, a defense system. It is alive. Jason exchanged a glance with Ethan. Then you know we need to control it carefully. The envoy nodded. We only wish to observe. We do not want war. Ethan stepped closer to the panel. Then you must understand. Humans were never conquerors. We guided life. We protected civilizations. This chamber is a reminder and a tool. It is meant to defend, not to destroy. The alien hesitated. We believed your ancestors vanished. We believed the stories were exaggerated. Now, we are uncertain. Our fleets are here. Our leaders argue about whether to attack or retreat. Thanks for watching. End quote. Armendidin 7014. And quoting to be useness wither Khan estate. Our wanages of now the 23-1. Our wanages of now people. Lily looked at Ethan. They fear us because of stories. We can show them we are different. That we are not the same humans from legend. There. Thanks for watching, Ethan nodded. Then we start by showing them. Slowly. Carefully. Over the next few days, Ethan and Lily guided the alien envoys through the chamber. They activated smaller systems, showing defensive energy shields, communication networks, and ancient ships hidden under the oceans and mountains. The aliens were amazed. Your ancestors were incredible, one of the envoys said. And yet, peaceful. We feared them as conquerors. But they were protectors, Jason added. And we are learning. We can rebuild, understand, and use these systems to protect life, not destroy it. The aliens looked at each other, uncertain. They had prepared to confront a supreme species, and instead, they met humans who were ordinary in appearance, yet connected to power beyond comprehension. One of the envoys asked, "Will you activate the full network? The defense systems? The fleets?" Ethan shook his head. "Not yet. We must learn first. One wrong move, and the galaxy could see humans as a threat again." "We need patience," Lily added, "but we will be ready. The ancient humans built these systems for a reason. We are the descendants. It is our responsibility." In orbit, the alien commanders debated. Some argued for retreat, others for observation. Talrin turned to Zulmar. "They are ordinary humans. Yet the energy signatures, they match the legends. We cannot attack. They are too powerful." Zulmar nodded slowly. "We will observe. They are not a threat yet, but we must remain cautious. If they awaken fully, humanity may reclaim its place in the galaxy." Back on Earth, Ethan, Lily, and Jason activated a hidden terminal. A projection showed humans traveling between worlds, teaching other species, building civilizations, and guiding life across galaxies. It was a reminder of what humans had once been and what they could become again. Lily whispered, "We were never weak. We were always capable. It was hidden, but it's still here. We were never weak. We were never weak. We were never weak. We were never weak." Ethan placed a hand on the console. "And now, it's our turn. To be the guardians again. To protect, not conquer. And maybe, to remind the galaxy that humans were first." The aliens watched quietly, learning from the humans they had feared for centuries. They realized the legends were true, yet not as terrifying as they had imagined. Humans were powerful, but their power was guided by wisdom and care. Jason said, "The galaxy is about to notice us again. Slowly, carefully, we will awaken what is needed, and we will prove humans are not threats, but protectors." The night fell over the desert. The chamber hummed softly, glowing with energy. The aliens returned to their ships, silently observing. Far above, fleets waited, unsure of what to do next. Ethan and Lily stood together, looking at the holographic maps. "We are not alone," Ethan said, "but the galaxy is watching us, and we have to show them what humans really are." Lily nodded. Humans were the first, and now, it is time to wake again. The ancient networks beneath Earth stirred, ready to connect across the planet and into space. Hidden cities, dormant fleets, and energy towers began to hum with power. Humans had awakened the past. The aliens had realized the truth, and slowly, the galaxy began to see what it had forgotten. Humans were not just another species. Humans were the first. Humans were the elder guardians, and they were returning.